Well, lo and behold, it's the first part of September. And we actually have some decent weather. We've had rain the last couple days. Nothing really heavy, but it was just a steady rain, I think 3 days. And we really needed it. Everything is so dry. My yard is brown, which now that it's rained, it's going to end up growing and I have to mow. But it's been so hot through this summer, I just hadn't done a whole lot. But today I decided, since the weather was pretty decent, I decided to come out here to the cabin, and even though it needs a lot of cleanup and get the spider webs down, I thought I would take the time today to just do something. I felt like working with wood, so I decided to come out to the cabin. And I'm going to make another mallet to use with my Froe for splitting wood. This one that I made back in the spring of this year, I just grabbed whatever I had down here at the time, and it's not very, I mean, it works, it's okay, but it really doesn't whack the way I want it to on this Froe. It's a soft wood. It was already dead and kind of not great. I can't remember what kind of wood it is, but it's just not good. So I want to make one that's more substantial and has probably one that's longer so I can get more of a hit. So that's what I'm going to do today. I stopped on my way down here. I stopped by my peach tree, which fell over back in the first part of the summer, and we just let it lay there because it didn't die. It's just laying on the ground, but it's still growing, still alive, and it had peaches on it, so I left it there to hopefully harvest the peaches, but the animals got the peaches. So I'm going to end up having to chop that tree up, and I'm going to use it for firewood because the peach tree, like other fruit trees, is a good hardwood. And I went ahead and just cut a section off like this, and I'm going to make this into my mallet. So let me get things kind of set up here, and you can watch me as I whittle away at this thing. It's a little bit curved. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take maybe this area here and use that. So let me get my handy dandy battery powered saw, make my mark where I want it. I'm just going to cut that off. I love this little thing, by the way. Chain's a little loose. Maybe it'll let me make this cut. Well, I have stirred up a slew of ants. They are in this log. Let me get another log. Move, Dottie. Move, Dottie. Okay. They're in the ground too, but I'll use this one for now. There's a knot right here where a limb used to be. I think I'm going to let this be my handle and work that way, and then I'll have all of this to use as the mallet end. So let me find my stuff. I don't know how sharp this axe is. I hadn't used it since back in the spring. When I bought this, I wish I'd gotten that next. They have one that's got a handle that's just a little bit longer. I think I probably would have enjoyed having a little bit longer handle. But this works really nice. It makes it lighter with it shorter. I can put it in that backpack and carry a little bit easier. What I'm basically going to do is just make this to where the handle is small enough for me to grip. Now I'm not going to, my original one I did it like this, which is fine, but I'm afraid this might make a weak point right here. So what I'm going to do this time is just kind of taper it like this instead of cutting in. I'm going to see, it's a little crooked. It's got a curve in it. I'm going to see if I can take this back and bring the handle, kind of straighten it out some. So I'm going to take more off of this side maybe to give it more of a handle like right through here. Hopefully. That's my goal. I'm going to get it as straight as I can. I may not can do really great. I'll do the best I can. I wish this log would quit rocking. It's driving me insane. I gotta get a larger log because that just bugs me. I think I remember now why I did the that cut like that, because it's easier than just whittling it down and trying to make it taper. I can just cut into it and then just go from this end and split down toward it. It'll take a lot more material off at a time. But I really don't want to do that, so I'm going to just keep doing this. It's going to take me a while. But hey, I'm just enjoying being outside and it's not 100 degrees. I'm so glad that we're starting to wind down from the summer. So sick of that heat. And since I have 3 yards that I mow, I'm really tired of the heat. Mowing in the heat, mowing in the heat. If I ever can move away from here and get on a mountain, I'm not going to worry about having a yard. I won't have a yard. And I can just, I don't have to worry about mowing. That'd be awesome. Who am I kidding? I'm never going to make it there. Alright, this side. This wood smells really good. It's that peach tree. I'm going to save all these little shavings here when I get done and use that when I'm starting fires. That might be too heavy for me. Of course, it is still green. That's probably, as it dries, it might lighten up. I need to make the top of this handle a little thinner. I can't, wham, oof. Yep, that's heavy. I'll take some of this top part off. I would plan on originally just leaving the bark on it and it would protect it a little while longer, but I'll probably just whittle it back some. Might even take a little off. I don't know. Let me get my handle done first. I hate to take too much of a bite off of it. I'm afraid I'm going to end up splitting and then all that hard work will be down the drain. I'd have to start all over. For that reason, I'm just chipping away at it. I'm getting a little angry with it. I might start taking off more. I don't know. I know what happens when I get angry like that, and I just start swinging and I mess it up. So I need to keep my composure, some patience. keep whittling. Dottie's enjoying her little sunshine spot. She found herself a sunbeam. Y'all, I love that dog so much. I'm going to be a mess when she's gone. I'm going to tell you, you think God doesn't work in odd ways. I mean, everybody says he works in mysterious ways. He does. I never was looking for a dog. I was always a cat person. And I probably told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because it's interesting to me. It just shows how much God really cares about us. I went into a local animal shelter. We had seen on Facebook that they were needing donations for cat food, I think it was. Because they don't get a whole lot of funding, and they're always needing this and that. So we went and got some cat food and dropped it off. And of course, I had all the kids there with me. And they wanted to look at the animals before we left, which we like to do. And of course, they tug at your heart because you see these little cats and kittens in their cages, and they're just reaching out like that, like, please take me home. Well, I always usually just look at the cats, but I decided, or I think my oldest daughter wanted to go look at the dogs, and we went back there. There was this one cage, or cell, I guess it was. Had a bunch of puppies in it. And she was in there with these other puppies that obviously she didn't belong with those puppies. She was from a different litter. But all the other puppies came to the front of the fence there, the cage. It was a large cage that they had an inside, outside that could go in and out. But anyway, they came to the front and they were wagging their tails and just jumping up on the thing and saying, you know, talking to us. She was sitting in the corner. She was all curled up, real sad looking. She would barely kind of look at me, and she seemed just real sheepish. And which made me go, oh my goodness, that poor little thing is scared to death. So I ignored all the ones that were wanting attention, and I kept calling her, trying to get her to come up to me. Then somebody had gone outside, I think, out in the run area, and all the little puppies went out except for her. She stayed there, and finally I was able to get her to come stand up and come over to the fence, the front of the cage thing, to talk to me. And I saw her little bobtail, and she was just absolutely adorable. And I went up front and I was like, oh my goodness. I was wanting to get some more chickens, and I was thinking, well, I probably ought to just get me a dog. I thought, well, maybe I can get her and then I can get my chickens again. Went up and talked to the lady up front, and she said, well, we really need some people to foster some of these animals if you want to do that. And I said, well, I will. We'll do that. And she told me her story, how she got there and how she had been abused and thrown out in the field in a storm. No wonder she was scared to death. Whoever had her, I think, was kind of abusive. Anyway, ended up fostering her and then adopting her. I went in there not even looking for a pet. I had so many cats at home, I didn't need any more pets. But let me just tell you, though, the moment that I got Dottie, God knew I needed some kind of consistency, something loyal, loving, and constant in my life at that point for me to lean on, and that was Dottie. I have been through some stuff, y'all. I'm not even going to get into on here. But she's been my constant. She's just shown me, and I know God did that. He said, you need stability. I'm going to give it to you in this little doggy here. She has been. She's been through me through thick and thin. I cherish her so much. She makes me mad sometimes, but she's been great. I know I was going to get in a lesson from God in this, making a mallet. I'm not gonna hit you with it, Dottie. I wouldn't dare. You're my best bud, my companion. I tell you what, let me see if I can turn this into a draw knife. Find me the right piece of wood. I'll be right back. You watch my knife. I'm just trying to smooth it off a little bit. It's not so rough on my hand. Not that I don't already have calluses anyway. Alrighty, let's see if it's really loose. If I can cut that off without with this chain being loose. To tighten that and oil it. I'm bringing the oil down here though. Alright, turn that into a draw knife. When I say draw, that's so that I can use two hands and either push or pull. I'd rather push though, away from me. We'll just, whoops. Come on thing. Get something, let's see, I'll use this. Why won't that sit flat? And hopefully it doesn't split it. Just enough for it to hold. Pretty good. Then I can use two hands to push. Of course, it would help if I had a log that didn't move the way this one does, or I could just pull it against me. I hate to do that though, especially when I've got this between my legs, my knees here. I don't want to slip and cut my knees. Maybe I can hold it like that with my stomach. I need to get me a draw blade. Not a big one, just a small one like about this size. Because I wouldn't be using it for... I know they use it a lot for making furniture, smoothing off logs, building houses, but I wouldn't be doing that. It would just be small stuff like this. I've got them on Amazon, like $19, $20. Alright, let's see what else I need to do to this. Well, it's getting a little overcast. I don't think it's supposed to rain today. It's supposed to be sunny all day. Alright, I need to chamfer this a little bit. That will help with keeping it from splitting, maybe. All right. Now, to take the bark off or not, that is the question. Maybe I'll take some of it off, just because it is kind of rough. It's got all that fungus on it that makes it rougher. I'll just knock it back a little bit. I'll just make a happy little mallet. Alright, that's all I'm going to do to it. I can get this stable. We'll try to get a small log up here and split it. I don't know how well this is going to split. It's the other end of that peach log. Oop, it's kind of unbalanced. I'll tell you what, let me back you up a little bit. I'll see if this thing will split. Yeah, there we go. Just take it and twist it. There it is. Oh, that smells so nice. This is a pretty big froe. It's kind of heavy for me, actually. But I think the more I use it, the easier it'll get. That thing doesn't want to sit right. It's nice. Works really well. Okay, well, the goal was to make the mallet, and I did. And I think it's going to work just fine. That works a lot better than this one. This one is such a soft, porous wood. When I was striking on that thing when I first got this, it just didn't want to do much. It didn't have much heft to it, and it's short. There's my froe. There's my mallet. I think it's just fine. I'm probably going to work on the handle, make it a little smoother. But all in all, that's it. And as I use it, all this bark's going to come off eventually. That's just fine. Alrighty, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, if you wouldn't mind doing so, it'll help my channel. And share this with any of your friends that may be into this woodworking, bushcrafty kind of thing. They might enjoy it. Alright, y'all. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.